Welcome back. We're just moments away from the tip-off of UCF and Duke. The winner goes to the Sweet 16. You are Johnny Dawkins. What are you telling your team? How are you preparing your team to try and beat Duke?
We have to be the very best version of ourselves that we can be. That means defensively, we've got to be able to get back, take care of the ball on offense so they don't get live ball turnovers, make it a half-court game so Taco Fall can have an impact in the paint on defense. And then you need B.J. Taylor to come up big.
I totally 100% agree. I'd say the magic number is 60. Keep the game 60 or lower, shorten the game. I would actually play a lot of zone, keep him out of fast break, but 60 is my magic number.
Wally.
B.J. Taylor's got to get hot. I agree, Clark. He's got to get 30-plus.
Wow.
All right, guys, that does it for us here on the road to the Final Four. Coming up, UCF, and Duke for the next spot in the Sweet 16. Enjoy the game, everybody.
That wrestling tripped you up.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Marriott Bonvoy. Rewards reimagined. Bud Light, reminding you to not drink and ride your horse. And by AT&T, more for your thing. That's our thing.
Today in Columbia, South Carolina, in the building that is the home of the South Carolina Gamecocks, Duke, the #1 seed, will take on the University of Central Florida, UCF, for the right to go to the Sweet 16 in Washington on Friday. What a matchup we have. Hello, friends. Jim Nance, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson. You got 7-6, Taco Fall, and all these decorated freshmen from Duke, Barrett, Williamson, Reddish, on and on they go. What a matchup it is.
Jim, great matchup. And you talk about freshmen, you have two great ones here. Arguably the best players in all of college basketball, Zion Williamson. We saw him dominate in round 1 versus North Dakota State from outside, from inside, all over the place, leaving an impact in this game. And of course, R.J. Barrett, he's versatile. He can score as well, 26 and 14 as well. They show that they don't make freshmen like they used to, the way these guys play.
And Raft here is the guy trying to block their path to the Sweet 16.
I'll raise your Zion for one large taco. How about this kid? He's improved as a basketball player. Blocks shots with his chest, underarm, occasionally his hands. He's got the leaping ability of Grant Hill. Soars to that rim, but he knows how to play. You can hold his hands, but you can't deter him.
Can't wait to see it. And here are the starters. UCF, fresh off the program's first ever NCAA tournament win over VCU on Friday night. And Duke, there they are, the 4 freshmen, including Trey Jones, the freshman who's trying to take his team to his hometown there in Minneapolis eventually in the Final Four this year. Vern Harris, Brian O'Connell, Paul Sales, and we're ready to roll with Taco Fall, who has won his last 32 tips to start a game. Stepping in there is Zion for Duke. And let's get this second round game started. Columbia, South Carolina.
Zion's going to try.
All right, look at 33 unanswered. But it was close.
That's our partner's number, 33.
All right, the Knights at 24 and 8.
A tough matchup here. Size on Taylor.
The leading scorer, Taylor. Here's Smith, down low to Taco. Delorier behind him, puts it up, and off the back of the rim, and the foul is jammed down by Taco Fall.
Did you see that expression after that jam? He's got that little hook and a nice follow.
Barrett over to Reddish, and he's long with that one. Off the floor with it. It's Allen. It's the trailer. Dawkins, the coach's son. Smith saves it. Goes back out with it.
I'm looking for Dawkins to have a big game for a lot of reasons. The emotion, obviously, growing up in that area of the country.
Yep, raised right around the program when his dad was an assistant at his alma mater for 10 years.
He is a talented kid, can dribble, drive, make threes.
Back they go, to Taco, and coming over. Jones reaching in and called for it.
And you're going to get a steady diet of Taco Fall early. UCF loves to go inside to the big guy, but look at this. That's just not fair.
You know, a steady diet of taco is not good for your health. You know that.
Well, I mean, he dunked that without even jumping.
Coming off 13 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks in the win on Friday night is Taco.
Yeah, this kid's got to have a good game, I think.
Oh, he's trying to go for the dunk. It looked like Reddish got a hand on it.
Great balance on the defensive end here.
Zion Williamson, three, yes!
Well, Taco's not coming out. He's not leaving home. And the big guy has got total game. Well, not a good foul here, not a smart one. Couldn't get there. How about that bump? Hip check and a beauty. And look at the smile. It's a wonder he only went 3 rows up.
I think Rick Cutcliffe, Coach Cutcliffe at Duke, would love that right there. Zion Williamson, as you said, not a great foul right there, but he hit him kind of hard on that one.
Ooh, well, you're going to feel that one.
Inbound to Taylor, the senior, who's been the leading scorer each of the 3 years that he's been healthy to play.
He can play off the ball, too. That's what makes him so tough. I like him off the ball a little bit more. Coming off screens.
Down to Taco. Again, Delorier behind him, and it's off Duke with 6 to shoot.
You
see them help a little bit.
Yeah, Duke swarming Taco as he catches the basketball. They're going to have to do that because Delorier cannot guard him one-on-one by himself. But Trey Jones with great hands on that deflection.
Looked clean, too.
It was very clean.
Dawkins with 5 to shoot. To Allen, launching from the corner, and he got it.
Well, these two kids are tough. They play with a lot of confidence. He can dribble drive as well. Taco on Delorier. This is what they're going to try and do. Ice it one way when Taco's on that side of the ball. I think you've got to reverse it and go at him.
Williamson, not this time, and it's Ball with the rebound. Able to snatch it right up and over Delorier.
I think they're going to continue with this play. High screen and roll with Taco Fall. Get him back into the post on the other side.
And they back screen with Dawkins here. This is a tough match, I think, for Williamson. Dawkins can dribble by him, I think.
Driving in Taylor, lost it for a moment. 5 to shoot. Allen steps in, jump step, and short. Into the hands of Barrett. Snaps it ahead. Zion Williamson to the paint, to the corner. Back out to Reddish. He can fire it from here, and he knocks it down.
That is so important. Reddish has struggled his last 6 games, only averaging 10 points on 29% shooting. He's got to knock down shots from the perimeter for these Blue Devils.
It's a Duke team that's not even ranked in the top 300 when it comes to three-point percentage on the season, but they've hit a couple already. Dawkins looking for one of his own. Got it.
Nice job, because they jumped out on him, too. Pretty good defensive maneuver by Reddish. Nice curl.
And reach in on Taylor.
Right now, shooting from the perimeter. Guys knocking it in. Reddish showing that beautiful form on that 3, holding his follow through. And Dawkins coming off screens, catch and shoot. That's what he does. Contested 3. Knocks it in.
And that foul actually is called on Dawkins. Dumping it down low. Zion on the blocks. Challenged. And it is Taco Fall.
Unzip.
Who said not this time.
Not a Mutombo with the finger, but nevertheless impressive.
Taylor. Fall underneath and another jam.
Well,
his second dunk already.
And Jim, you just can't keep him out of the lane. I mean, he lingers. Of course, he's one step, and he's out of the lane, too.
I think nothing prepares you for the size of this man, Taco Fall.
Bolden's on the floor now for Duke. Jones with the jumper.
That's his game. I love his pull-up game. You talked about the threes. They have a great two-point shooting team, though.
Yeah.
This pace right now is exactly how UCF wants to play. Be very methodical and deliberate, execute their offense as Trey Jones putting some great pressure on the ball.
And Allen able to keep going after he slipped for a second.
Showed you how tough Jones is on the defensive end, though.
Gets after it.
Well, not a good play here.
Could have been 2.
2 on 1.
Good foul. Really good foul.
That's Allen on the reach in.
And right now it's been a lot of Taco Fall getting it done. Right here, this looked like a hard shell Taco with this block on Zion Williamson. And then right here, offensive rebounding, the beautiful finish. And UCF up 2 early.
What a story we have between these two coaches. Over to you, Tracy.
That's right, Jim, and neither one of these coaches would choose this matchup. Mike Krzyzewski, the mentor, Johnny Dawkins, the student, and Krzyzewski calls Dawkins his first great player, and he's a big reason Duke is where it is today. Not only did Dawkins play and coach for him, but his son Aubrey grew up in Durham, and Aubrey told us he learned so much being around Coach K and those Duke teams. He too never thought this matchup would happen, but he said it is what it is. He said the key is just playing basketball and try not to make the game bigger than it is. I'm sure that is not easy today. Jim?
Yeah, there they were hugging just before tip. Dawkins, the second all-time scorer in Duke history. His jersey, number 24, retired. The Naismith Player of the Year back in '86. That band of brothers, that big recruiting class that, well, the seniors plus a junior and Tommy Amaker that took Coach K to the Final Four for the first time.
They don't forget those days. Coach Grant and I had a chance to chat with Johnny, and he was emotional about family and the love for one another. And the amazing thing about that footage, Dawkins actually made Billis look like a player.
Yes, he did.
Second round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship continues today on ESPN, ESPN2, and the ESPN app. And for more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. There's a foul there on Taco Fall on that last whistle.
And they ought to go inside the Bolden now. I think take advantage of him being off the floor. This kid's got game both hands. Didn't convert that. He's got a nice touch either way.
The big body they bring in, the Knights, is Chad Brown, number 21, and Williamson is on him.
I'll tell you, thus far, there's a physicality with this UCF team that's been very impressive. The AAC, a very tough conference that's underrated. This team's experience, not afraid of the moment.
Jump shot, Smith.
How about that? Stepping out. Looks like the Houston game when he took off.
He had 21 in the game where they ended Houston's long home winning streak when Houston was ranked 8th in the country.
Raptors would bring that up, Raph.
That was a painful delivery by getting that nice little flash here. Good slap away.
And it's stolen away by Dawkins. Barrett back to defend, and it's laid in by Dawkins for two more.
He's not playing because he's the son of Johnny. This kid has talent.
Like Williamson may have rolled an ankle there. Here's the shot, top of the key, and it's Barrett.
Barrett's been calm and steady for this team all season. Injuries, adversity, but he's been the one consistent for these Blue Devils.
What a game he had on Friday night against North Dakota State.
Had a quiet 26 and 14, Jim.
26 and 14 it was. Just a tremendous double-double.
It is. You got the switch he wants.
Dawkins with another three. His second of the game.
Wow. Goodness.
He's got 8 of the 17.
That sets up his driving game, and he can really penetrate. Nice penetration here.
Reddish from the baseline. It's long, and Smith on the far side clears it for the Knights.
Matchup here Taylor wants.
You sure about that? Obviously, it's important for UCF to stay within themselves, continue to execute their offense. They've had success here early.
Oh, that's a tough step back over Bolden.
He had the big man on him, and he decided to put up a long three. So Duke right back.
Of course, against the zone, against UCF, you have the ball penetration right there in that gap.
There's Zion.
Great wall up there by Chad Brown, contesting without fouling.
A nice flash, and I like what Duke does, though. I like the dribble drive between defenders against the zone.
Ball gets away from him.
Yeah.
Right back, though, with it comes Dawkins with the steal back. Allen in the paint. Outside Taylor, try it again.
That's a really good, clean look he got.
0 for 3 from the field. Jones.
Love that.
For 2 more.
He is really good at that game.
And what I love about it, he doesn't settle for those threes. He understands who he is, gets to that mid-range where he's so effective, Trey Jones.
Taco Fall on the bench, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a block. And 1 foul, and that's when he went out.
And Zion without a dunk yet. Thinking of the Taco comment.
Yeah, Taco said that's not going to happen against me. I won't let it happen. Bounce pass into Brown. Got the size advantage, but kicks it out. Taylor, can he hit one? He had to shoot it to beat the shot clock, and it's going the other way.
I think they got a foul. Smith.
Tonight on 60 Minutes, here's Samuel L. Jackson's unique Hollywood story as only he can tell it. Plus the multi-billion-dollar world of legal sports betting tonight. Mentioned that Zion appeared to roll an ankle. Look at this. Amazing. Even a second awkward kind of twist of the foot, too, as he was falling to the floor.
It looked like that might have contributed to him turning the ball over right there, but
Stretching it right there.
Over to you, Tracy. What did you hear?
Well, I had a chance to watch Zion on the bench, and no one looked at his ankle. He seems to be okay, but Mike Krzyzewski really frustrated with the way his team is playing defense. He told them be strong with the ball, and then he said Aubrey Dawkins is on a mission. He had 2 wide open threes. Look for a change as to who's guarding them.
Sounds like Mike's made him to make him a free camp week.
Jones off on that 3, and it's Smith who's able to pull it back for UCF.
I think for UCF, once again, run your offense and drop the ball inside the Taco Fall. Duke has not been able to deal with his size inside.
Griffin just into the game. Taco underneath trying to get the handle on it. Whips it back outside.
Laurier did a pretty good job helping out recovery.
Feeds it back to Taco. He's blocked.
Over the top, number 2.
Oh, yeah, number 2 it is on Taco Fall. Trying to chase after the loose ball.
Laurier right there, great defense. Meeting Taco Fall up high, great block inside. And obviously, Duke elected to go one-on-one, and it paid off right there. And Taco Fall now has to sit with those 2.
Changes everything. I like the flash and the dribble drive against this zone. They can get what they want, I think. It's really spread on the wings. So if you can drive, you can hit baseline.
Duke's so good at moving the ball from side to side and finding Zion in that sweet spot.
Ball screening out here, too, is effective.
Barrett. Short and off the floor on one bounce is Taylor.
I like to see Barrett, like you said, take the ball, attack.
Look at
the zone.
Dawkins.
On a mission, you're right, Michael.
Already in double figures with 10.
Tell me he didn't want this game.
You know, he's been waiting for this a long time. Must have been bad food at the Duke camp. Young guys have to find their way here. What's the weak spot? Here's the flash.
Into Barrett.
One.
Struggles to get that shot away. And it's going back to UCF. On second thought, he at first was going to point Duke ball.
Dawkins known as a shooter, but putting the ball on the floor, attacking Barrett, and of course using his left hand to avoid Zion Williamson. But as you said, Aubrey Dawkins playing sensational here to start.
And Zion Smart, he didn't want to get another foul either. Just trying to deter.
This is the side of the ball that's been impressive this year for Duke. They defend and they get after it.
And Smith got drop step. Look at this kid. He's got great footwork.
But Laurier able to rebound it. Numbers, Reddish.
Well, when they come in waves. So effective. So many guys can handle. Nice decision near the rim. Run your offense when Jones is on you. Don't try and beat him. Great denial. Look, we're just starting their offense.
Smith
down to 7.
Help. Throws it into the Duke side. And Jones drives in, and that's blocked. Put right back up by Barrett.
Boy, that was Jones' basket with his defense. Great job denying the basketball, causing a turnover and a run out.
And Dawkins didn't like what he saw on the offensive end. Confusion. And he calls the timeout with 9 minutes to go first half. Knights still leading the #1 seed by a bucket. Tennessee survives Iowa's incredible comeback. Wins in overtime. 7 of the first 10 into the 16 round are from the SEC 4, Big Ten 3, ACC 2, and Gonzaga.
And defense on both ends. Jones denial leads to this, but Smith coming back with the block shot. Smith showing his length and his athleticism and desire on that play after the turnover, where Duke has definitely dialed up the defense.
Allen lucky not to turn it over right there. Got a man underneath. It's fed to him by Griffin. Brown on the dunk.
They just were so ready for that press. And how about an assist, a hockey assist from the derriere.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great
He was
look.
about to lose it and somehow got it out.
When Allen fell there, I think Duke was a little off guard on that play, but they were able to attack.
Unbelievable.
And that's what you do, attack the press for layups or dunks.
And Jim, right now the difficulty for Duke, they've got to be patient late in the shot, and a little trap off the zone takes away your individual ability, this particular zone. There you go.
And Zion Williamson +1.
He's so active and clever. Out of the timeout, so well versed. A little bit of a wrinkle, a little flash, and how about the power? Big time.
Chad Brown's first foul. Williamson with 5 points on 2 out of 5 from the field, 1 rebound. And a 3-point play. Taco on the bench with 2 fouls. Defense we've seen of Trey Jones that forced that turnover before the last break, where Dawkins said, hold on a minute, we got to figure out what we're doing on this end. Force him to call the timeout. Turnaround, Dawkins back of the rim.
What a great read too, Jim, by Dawkins. They were switching, he split the middle.
A few plays before, and Zion Williamson going for that loose ball, slipped again right there. Wet spot where Allen slipped and Zion, and looks like he's first few steps down the court was limping a bit.
That might be where their benches are. They come out, there's water and perspiration too. Once again, the flash, the kick.
And a 3.
Good things happen in that middle. The ball gets to the middle. Zion Williamson, a great decision maker, finding the open Cam Reddish for the 3.
And it's a 10-2 run for Duke to take the lead at 23-21.
I think right now UCF has to go inside to Colin Smith. He's capable. Trying to manufacture some offense against his defense has been a challenge these last few possessions.
Smith driving in, he traveled.
Pretty good defense there. Great reaction. They're switching, confusing. The only thing defensively you can do against that right here, switch off, great communication, big time stop.
Here's a look at the numbers so far. UCF led by 4 when Taco went out at 10:56 with 2 fouls, and now down 2.
And Jim, Grant doesn't know anything about a middle seat in an airplane, but flying first class, obviously. But this is just a soft spot, the kick. And as you noted, Reddish just on fire this night. I mean, been struggling a little bit. And how about this gamble here, Jim?
Yeah, with 7:45 to go. We were discussing in the break, would we see him the rest of the first half? And out he comes.
I would attack him somehow. Move him around if you can.
Burt's on the floor also for UCF. His first action.
UCF, has gone to the man-to-man defense. That zone Duke had picked apart. Taco Fall has to be careful with those 2 fouls, as you said, Raph.
Look at this guy.
Lost it on the way in. Burt's on the play defensively. Thought about putting it up. He hit some shots the other night.
He can shoot that deep one. Dawkins knew it.
Floater doesn't go and Fall. Better be careful reaching over. Jones into the paint. And again, it's Burt's who comes in, makes a couple plays.
Love the way these kids are competing, though. I would give anybody the ball to bring it up, other if Jones is guarding them. Look at this, and Jones throws it again. That's the second
Allen
one.
Falls and slips on the floor.
Amazing.
Show your love for your favorite NCAA team with officially licensed fan gear. For the best selection of team apparel and accessories, head to ncaa.com/shop.
Obviously, with Taco Fall out there, pick and roll. Duke trying to go at him in the pick and roll.
Over to Jones.
Nice
Williamson drives in, lays it up.
That was his chance to really finish strong, but chose wisely.
He just rushed to the basket, went right around Allen.
UCF followed your advice. B.J. Taylor now going to initiate the offense because of the defense of Trey Jones.
Dawkins takes the 3. He's got another one.
Why gamble and sell out that far? They can't beat you with the ball on the deck.
He can fill it up. He had at Temple early March. He had a 32-point game. He's got 13 already here.
And almost had a deflection there, Jim. this means a lot to the family as well.
Delorier, not much of an offensive player, so Taco Fall can zone things up. But Cam Reddish, so much talent, getting hot at the right time for the Blue Devils.
2-point shot. That was an impressive one, too.
And Jim, against Virginia Tech, he had one of those step backs, but off a spin step back. I mean, that's even complicating that delivery.
Leading the Blue Devils with 10 is Reddish. Over the top. Taco underneath. And one.
Wow.
And tied at the line. He's only a 36%er from the line, but his third dunk of this first half.
Raph, we saw this against VCU. You can't front him. He's 7'6". A great catch inside. Seal recognizing the mismatch and just taking his time, gathering himself, and then going on his tippy toes for the jump.
Yeah, you know, years ago, Jim DeMatha was playing Power Memorial, and Lou Alcindor was the great player and great size. And Morgan Wooten used a broom to stick it up in the air to sort of prepare to play against him. I don't think that would work here, would it?
That's about what you're facing, though. You know, he ties it as he hits a free throw, which is not all that common for him from the line. Tied at 27. Approaching 5 minutes to go. Barrett's left alone. Can't do that.
And a nice give back by Reddish.
If you notice, though, the defense of UCF, Duke is having to hit shot from the perimeter. They're unable to get into the paint against this half-court defense of UCF.
Duke 5 out of 10 from 3. Part of the story, up by 3. And
a little nickel dimer by Bolden, I think.
It is on Bolden.
This is one of those little give back plays where you overreact towards the dribble. You got two going on one, little step back, and Barrett getting the puppies organized, drilling it. Whew. What weapons.
So they got about 3 minutes, a 3-minute segment out of Taco there. He goes to the bench. 3 minutes of action in that spell, including that one 3-point play. Here's Dawkins. What a game he's having.
And he knew because of the size differential, he could plumb bob over Jones.
15 now for number 15.
Wow. There's your attack, Grant.
Pull up. No. Tap. No. Dawkins again.
Well, what a half he has had. They got him in a delay if they want.
Got to get Taylor going. He's 0 for 4 from the field. Their leading scorer. He's going to head to the line.
And Raph, he is so good, B.J. Taylor, at getting to the free throw line. Average 7 free throws a game. But on defense, the scouting report for UCF, help on the drive. 3 guys come over and converge as Williamson gets to the basket. The help side defense, not letting him make athletic plays, but letting him make basketball plays.
That one ties it at 30. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Get you caught up on all the latest tournament news, highlights, and updates. AT&T at the half. First team, all conference. B.J. Taylor puts the Knights back on top by 1.
He was impressive with our get-together, overcoming injuries during the course of his career, and a lot of adjustments he's made. Of course, having Johnny on the bench, too, former point guard, really helped his growth.
And the senior has seen this program come so far. As Johnny Dawkins took over a program, had 3 straight losing seasons. First year put him in the NIT semifinals. Here they are with their first ever NCAA tournament win as of Friday night. In the paint. And it drops for Zion.
What a great pass, Jim, by R.J. Barrett finding Zion Williamson. I think you got to continue to attack this defense off the dribble if you do.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Reddish, number 2. Wow. His second.
From this angle, that looked like a clean block to me.
I think it was. We saw that earlier today in the Tennessee game, too. Oh, boy, clean as can be. Woo.
Here's a look at enhanced stats developed with Google Cloud. UCF trailing only 24% of the minutes played this season.
And of course, Mike Krzyzewski, back from his Army days, was a great defensive coach. And I think they're doing a great job now. Now he's going with goal wire out there with Jones. They're going to turn up the pressure, I think, on the guards in particular. You got to be sound with the basketball if you're UCF.
Dawkins at the line to shoot 3. Now he is off to a fabulous start. But he got his, if you will, his basketball career started when he was just a toddler. The first basketball goal that he ever had in his life was sent to him by Grant Hill. Like one of those little mini baskets.
No check involved either, though. Huh? Probably a big birthday for him, too.
I played with his dad my first year with the Detroit Pistons, and obviously know the Dawkins family well, and I'm glad that gift paid off.
Everybody made a lot of free throws with that goal. He just hit 3 here. He's got 18 now. They're 34.
Got to go inside now with this lineup, I think. Some sort of attack or post up. Wow, look at this.
The top leaper able to pull it down. And Zion ties the game at 34.
Wow.
There'll be no taco that trip. Goodness.
He hung in the air on that.
Oh, I thought that was out of bounds.
Griffin. He's got deep range, but not this time.
Some sort of a flash. I think they can just post up on this side if they want with Bolden. I think a little baseline run. There you go.
Barrett takes it in, takes the jumper. Bolden underneath, off the floor with it.
Look at B.J. Taylor getting on the ground there for that loose ball, but Zion's like, just throw it up there. And look at that catch.
Well, that's almost on top of the glass. Goodness, that is amazing. You can draw up all the offenses you want. You got a guy like that. Let's utilize him.
Goldwire defending here.
Well, he's had some good games too. Missed the other night. Then Syracuse played Buddy Boeheim pretty good. Played well at Louisville. Guarded Cam Johnson pretty well for a half, so he can get after people.
Right now, B.J. Taylor, you just can't casually throw that ball out to the perimeter when Zion Williamson's there. One of the best at anticipating those steals and going for those dunks. Got to value the basketball for UCF against this D.
It's over 2 steals a game for crying out loud. What else do you want from him?
14 to shoot. Allen.
Nice give back. Dawkins. Great pump faker, this kid.
Oh, he lost it on the way up. Delorier was standing right there waiting for it.
Thought he passed up an open look there.
You're right.
Tie game, 2:20 to go first half.
This is what they should do. Just nice kick.
There's Goldwire.
Not quite his game, although he made one the other night.
He's only made 2 on the season out of 23 attempts. Williamson.
He got hit.
And he got the basket.
Howard. You're right.
Once again, it's Brown on the foul, as it was the last time Zion had a 3-point play. He's going to have a chance to do it again.
How agile he is, guys.
I mean, the agility and the strength on that play, as you said, Raph, unbelievable. Right here, just avoiding.
Quick.
285.
Yeah. And he wasn't at dinner with us last night.
I think it's of all things at 285, the explosion is the thing that stands out more than anything.
Great footwork, though.
So Duke takes a 3-point lead. Off the play by Williamson. Stolen by Goldwire. Taps it over to Jones. He'll drive right in and put it up for 2 more.
Oh, they can. Mike's amazing, though. Last couple of minutes so sacred in a basketball game. Gets them to hustle, make mistakes.
Down to Smith on the blocks. 2 on him. Goes back out with it. Open man in the corner. It's Burks. Long. Williamson again. How are you able to out-jump everybody?
Watch him trailing.
Barrett into the paint. And she goes.
In a rush.
And Raph, this is what Duke does. They flip that switch with their intensity level and get out in the open court. And R.J. Barrett, so good at attacking the rim, avoiding the charge right there. A tremendous touch on that shot. That's not an easy shot right there. But Duke, they go on those spurts, and it's all sparked by their defense.
I was wondering how he won 1,057 games. Now I got a little.
You always wondered how, huh? Was it just a mirage? Was it true?
Just got lucky.
A little 2-2-1, 3-quarter.
Nobody posted. Nobody posted. Look at this hustle. Well, they got them off their game right now. Johnny waving and just calm a little bit. But you got to get a post guy. I think Audrey's got to be in the middle. Then they can turn and attack.
It's an 8-0 run in the last minute of play. Remember, it was tied at 34 at the 2:20 mark. And Central Florida, UCF, with Taco on the bench with 2 fouls, seeing what they had built up as far as equity evaporating here in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes.
He stole minutes, what'd you say, 3 and change, Jim? I liked it, though, bringing him out, though, for this late. You can't afford him at all to get the third, if they have any hope. Boy, everybody's stepping their D up. Here comes the ragger.
And Goldwire with the bump.
B.J. Taylor, such a strong guard right there, able to use his body, initiate the contact, and this is where he lives, on the free throw line. Understanding they're in the one-on-one bonus situation.
You can watch every game live on your phone, tablet, computer, favorite streaming device. NCAA March Madness Live at ncaa.com/March Madness, or download the app today. So 2 for Taylor.
Well, you mentioned how tough he is, Grant. Then 21 against Houston. This kid is a gamer. His ability to get to the free throw line, as you noted.
You keep bringing up Houston.
I noticed that.
That's just
I noticed that.
Going back to Houston. Post ropes curl and a dunk.
No, it's defended by Smith, and it's going to belong to the Knights.
Great
Nice
job by Smith.
Home, right?
Yeah, he sniffed it out right there. Smith from the weak side recognizes that, is able to get a deflection and off Zion.
Dawkins with 15 seconds to go in that.
Nice hands, Goldwire.
Goldwire's made some plays.
Look at that
The bounce pass. Zion to Jones for 2.
NBA, where are you going to play him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever you want.
Just play him, put him out there.
Goodness. Goldwire has been some addition, as you noted, Jim, coming out here.
He's been part of this
Oh, yeah.
late first half turnaround, hasn't he? Now with 18 seconds. They'll have to shoot it. 4-second differential.
I like to see Dawkins to get it, though. They didn't take Williamson.
Double up on Taylor. 1 to shoot. Smith gets it away. 2 seconds. Duke. Will there be a launch? Yes. Jones, if it's... Oh.
How about the strength?
The chest pass.
Unbelievable.
Williamson with 15 points leading the Blue Devils. 4 rebounds and this magnificent assist, 1 of 3.
Oh, that was right on the money. What a great pass. Zion Williamson doing it all right here, but Duke turning up the intensity here in the first half.
Tracy, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Coach. A big run there since that last time out. What did you say in the huddle that they were able to execute?
Well, we were able to put on a zone press, our 32, and Jordan Goldwire and Trey did a great job with it. It's apparent, though, that the extra work that Johnny did as my assistant with Aubrey is paying off.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Duke closes the first half on a 12-2 run, and that's the most points UCF allowed in the first half this season. 44-36 Blue Devils at the intermission. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages, and you're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
This is AT&T at the half. AT&T, giving you more for your March Madness thing.
Dead even first half until a 12-2 late run by Duke, powered by Zion Williamson, who had 15 in the first half. And the Blue Devils have the lead, 44-36 over UCF back here in New York. AT&T at the half. Ernie Johnson spelling Greg Gumbel now, and Clark remains here. Charles remains here, and it's great to finally work this weekend with the greatest shooter, in the history of this great game, with 2 Z's in his last name. It's true. I looked up Walt Hazard. Your shooting percentage was better. So this has been an entertaining game, and
Zion Williamson, I don't know what else you can say about the guy that hasn't been said already, Wally.
Well, I'm going to say he's my favorite college basketball player of all time because he is.
Wow.
When I watch this guy play, he just astounds me every time he's out there on the floor. I've never seen a guy move like this on a basketball floor. I've never seen a guy jump that high on a basketball floor. Softened up the defense with the three, and then he's just attacking the rim with a vengeance, taking defenders with him. How about the quick hops off the high elevation, gets up for the dunk. This guy's compete level on both ends of the floor, guys. It is incredible for a freshman. You see it on his expression. He plays with a ton of emotion. He's just a joy to watch.
He really is.
Chuckster, my favorite play was late in the half. The bounce pass.
Yeah. Had 3 assists.
Goes past mid-court, which was...
Well, I'm going to take the UCF approach. You got to be... You hear coaches all the time talking about the last 5 minutes before halftime, the first 5 minutes after halftime, the most important minutes of the game. This was a tie game. And UCF had 2 turnovers. They got them out on a fast break. And now you're down 8. If they lose this game, they're going to regret the last 2 or 3 minutes right before the half. Because this was a tie game. Now you're down 8. Now your back is against the wall. But the last 2 or 3 minutes, that was huge for UCF. They had this game under control. They had it at a great pace. And Clark was said something. If you turn the ball over, they take advantage of all mistakes.
They don't miss chances.
Yeah, they do not.
They turn you over.
Johnny Dawkins, All-American at Duke, and now trying to knock Duke out and coaching his son, and he's got some game.
Yes, he does. You can't run away from the DNA, Ernie.
No, you can't.
You can't. And the DNA is strong with Aubrey Dawkins, and he's had a huge first half. 18 points for him. He's made 3 or 4 threes, and you can tell he's locked in. A little extra motivation going against the program that he grew up around. And he's a lethal three-point shooter, excellent size. And back to Chuck's point, this game was being managed and controlled pretty well in 4-minute segments by UCF, and then the turnovers. 11-2 points off turnovers for Duke. That's 9. They've got an 8-point lead.
44-36. And for you kids there, just remember what Clark said. You cannot run away from the DNA. Let's hit the highlights. First game of the day, and it was a dandy. Didn't look like it was going to be a dandy. It looked like Tennessee were going to run them out the gym.
Well, they were doing just that, Ernie.
Yeah.
I had already went hashtag woodshed, but only for 20 minutes. Only for 20 minutes. Then Iowa came all the way back. Here's Isaiah Moss. He's spraying this 3 to bring him to within 1. It eventually got evened up, and then Lamonte Turner knocked down this 3 to give Tennessee a lead. We're in overtime now, and Grant Williams took over. He had 6 points, but he also had 5 assists, a few blocks, and a few steals as well, and Admiral Schofield loves it, and the agony of defeat for the Hawkeyes after a game comeback effort.
Well, I'm going to give love to both teams. Number one, you got to give Tennessee a lot of credit for not folding when you blow a 25-point lead.
Yeah.
But you could be shell-shocked going into overtime. But also, I'm going to give Iowa some love for just the grit and determination to come back when you're down 25.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Grant Williams was huge. He showed the clutch gene down the stretch of that game. You mentioned the 6 points in overtime, a couple big passes, and the defense.
Yeah.
He had 3 blocks, 4 steals.
Yep.
He was just the anchor on both ends of the floor for the Vols.
They met 5 years ago in the first 4. Tennessee beat them in OT. Today, Tennessee into the Sweet 16 with an overtime win again over the Hawkeyes. Back with more in a second. North Carolina had won 12 straight games over Pac-12 teams, and the streak is alive, Clark.
Yeah, it sure is. Go ahead, Wally, take it away.
Kobe White showing his three-point range and the step back, too. Knocks down that three-pointer. They were up 9, 24-15 at that point. And then Luke May, can't forget about him. He had a monster double-double today. And how about Nasir Little, who came off the bench with 20 big points, 7 boards, a lot of energy. Carolina out in transition. Nasir Little gets the easy 2. They ran away with this one and rolled to victory into the Sweet 16.
Wire-to-wire job for the Heels, and now they get Auburn in the Sweet 16. That could be delicious.
It will be delicious. Cannot wait.
Hey, I couldn't wait to see this game, and it's being played right now on TNT. And right now, good defense beats good offense because Texas Tech is on top of Buffalo, 17-6. Again, the game being played on TNT. So You feeling good about that Auburn-North Carolina matchup coming up there, big fella?
Well, I'm concerned. I'm concerned for sure. Carolina's unbelievable. But anytime you get an opportunity to play against a North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, UCLA, Michigan State, like the blue bloods of the sport, it's a great opportunity. I love my team. I can't wait. And obviously, it's going to be personal between me and Kenny. But, hey,
You
just
think?
a little bit.
You think just a little bit?
But you know what, Ernie? Listen, it's a great can you imagine anything better? I mean, seriously, I'm a sports fan. Can you imagine anything better as a young kid getting a chance to play North Carolina in the NCAA tournament? You can't beat that. If you get the chance to play against Duke or somebody like that, it's a great opportunity.
I don't know. Could you imagine anything better than that, Clark?
No, I could not. Based on the context that we're in right now, yeah, I could.
Well, you better elevate your game, that's for sure. You know Carolina's going to test you. They're going to push you.
I know.
And it's going to come down to makers. Who's going to be the shot makers?
We got to make shots and rebounds. But let me tell you something. I like my squad. I love my coach.
I do too.
Yes, sir.
I do too.
Can't wait to see what kind of mood you're in when they play the Sweet 16 this week. The second half of UCF and Duke is coming up. But now let's send it over to our special contributor, Phil. Any predictions for the rest of the game, Phil?
Well, I spoke to one of the coaches, and he said they were going to win. Easy enough. But then I spoke to the opposing coach, and he also said that they were going to win. So that means one of these guys is lying to me, and that does not feel good.
AT&T would like to remind you that just okay is not okay, whether it's Phil's game analysis or wireless networks. Thanks for watching AT&T at the half.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Infiniti. Empower the drive. State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM. Pizza Hut, official pizza of March Madness. And by the Coca-Cola Company, USA.
Back in Columbia, South Carolina, UCF went the last 5 minutes of the first half without a basket, scoring its last 7 points at the free throw line. But a big first half. Zion with 15, Aubrey Dawkins with 18. An exciting first half it was, guys.
Yeah, Zion was super exciting, Jim. Really doing it all. Obviously, early on, tweaked his left ankle, but didn't seem to really bother him. As you see on this catch and finish, that's up there right there. And of course, in transition, showing off some skill, unselfishness. Zion Williamson doing it all.
Aubrey Dawkins grew up idolizing Duke, now trying to put him into misery. What a great half he's had. Catch and shoot, and the ability to put it on the hand, as you mentioned earlier. The terrific left kiss finish.
Yeah, he made 6 out of 8 from the field, including 3 threes. Here's the first half stats presented by Uber Eats. Points in the paint. Decisive edge for Duke. In fact, the exact margin we have in this game. And then you talk about Taco in that first half when he played. He played 8.5 minutes, and it was +1 for the Knights when he was out there. And when he sat on the bench with the 2 fouls, -9.
Big influence on the game on both ends of the floor. Big adjustments necessary.
Tracy, what did you learn at halftime?
Well, Jim, Johnny Dawkins certainly saying that not having Taco hurt them, scoring in the paint, and just his presence down low, and he needs to stay out of foul trouble in the second half because he just affects so much. But also in those last 5 minutes, the points off turnovers, the big difference, Jim.
And Tracy, to piggyback on what Tracy says, those turnovers, 6 of which were live ball turnovers, leading to 11 points for Duke. They must value the basketball, UCF, on the offensive end.
And they can't give him extra possessions either. That one over the top. And the first time they really run that little horn set against the man-to-man, and Williamson with a great look, the 2-2-1, which was a factor. I'm looking and I see Dawkins now. They're going to have to flash the middle to help the guards out.
It's the length and the speed of Duke, able to cover so much distance. And I like this right here. You got to tackle.
Oh, they lob it. Allen to Taco for 2.
I'm sure that was an adjustment from Dawkins. Don't be on your heels. Attack that pressure.
Barrett short with the shot. Duke's missed its first 3 of the second half.
I would imagine UCF going back inside. They had success early in the first half going into Taco Fall.
They have the baseline rubs. They let a little triangle look initially. Bounce to a little hook.
Taco back in Delorier. Now he gets stopped. Back out to Taylor.
Well, they had a repost and they end up with a turnover.
Pushing off, called on Taylor.
And right here, Allen attacking this pressure. And of course, when he's 7'6", just throw it up there. He's going to get it. He might have jumped on that one too, Bill.
He did elevate.
All 4 of Taco's baskets have been dunks. Williamson had 1 in the first half, but Fall was on the bench at that time.
A little one-man zone here in the back. A little more zone look. A switch from man.
Reddish.
Nice hands. Oh, well, they got a charge at the end of it. I thought it was going to be a swipe call.
Yeah, because it looked like clean
Yeah.
strip.
Nice little start. Pretty sharp.
It's going to be the 3rd here on Reddish, fellas.
Right here, Allen with a nice little reach in there, but you're right. Smith sacrificing his body, taking the charge on Reddish. Now he's got 3 fouls.
And again, full court pressure by the Blue Devils.
In this matchup, R.J. Barrett, 6'6", 6'7", guarding B.J. Tyler.
They don't want Jones on their lead
Taylor.
point guard. I mean, he's so tough. Disrupts.
Back out to Dawkins. Dawkins again, just as he did in the first half.
How about him getting available? And then with the defense right there, drilling it big time.
Now with 21.
That was not an easy shot.
Oh, he's right on his right hand. Got to attack a little bit. There you go.
Barrett going in on Taco. Taco trying to be careful. Ball tapped around twice, and finally it's Allen. And the Knights have come out with the first 5 points of the second half, looking for more.
Ball with a slip. Say goodnight.
Taco for the 5th time.
Well, Johnny told us he's learned how to play. I mean, that was a drag screen. How alert have they been? What adjustments by Johnny.
Timeout, Duke.
How about the big fella looming large? Tippy-toe blocks, tippy-toe influence. And the other end, a really good understanding of how to get to the rim and finish with the plop. Taco time.
This season, NCAA coaches and Infinity are taking a timeout to fight cancer with Infinity's $1 million donation to the American Cancer Society. This is an Infinity timeout for the win. Learn more at infinitytimeout.com. Well, UCF, their sports information department will tell you he's one of the 40 tallest human beings on the planet. It's 7'6", tallest player in college basketball or the NBA, and they score right over Taco Fall for Duke's first points in the second half.
And Barrett saying, get that big fella. Well, you need a floater with some air under it, don't you?
Trey Jones just getting after it on that ball.
Unbelievable.
Back to him here. And foul Delorier. Tracy, over to you.
Well, we saw Coach K calling that quick timeout. He wanted to ignite some energy into his team. He said, how much do you want this? How much are you willing to fight? He got down on his knees, he pounded on the floor, and he pleaded with them. He said, you pound on the floor too. Play defense, play with emotion like you played all year long. Jim?
It's off Duke. Okay, Tracy, Barrett touching it last. Second foul a moment ago on Delorier.
How about Taco Fall? He's just a bailout. Whenever there's any pressure or potential 5-second,
just lob it up here.
Throw it up to him.
Again, he's a senior who will graduate in May. Into Dawkins, he waits and lost control of it. Duke comes out with it.
Nice give.
Zion can't quite get the clean handle. Now gets it back, and Taco's going to pick up number 3.
They can go the other way.
It's on Fall.
I'll tell you what, I thought it may have been Smith on the other side.
From this angle, I didn't see a foul. Maybe it was Smith, but
right there, I thought it may have been him. But on the other end, Williamson.
Well, he did. Taco Fall had his left arm or left hand on Zion as he went up. Because he's so big and so strong, it's impossible at times for the officials to properly officiate the game with him out there.
I mean, where is there an example for an official? Think about it.
It's true.
Right? I love Williamson, too. Both ends of the floor, a little spirit, swiping that ball at the other end and running the lane.
And the thing with Zion, we talk about his explosiveness and his talent, but it's how hard he plays. He has so much effort out there on both ends, really competes, which really impresses me.
He tops Duke with 17. Back here in the Palmetto State, his home state, raised in Spartanburg. Block at this end, and Duke again on the break.
A nice job by Audrey that time. Dawkins making himself bigger. Once you leave your feet, no matter how good you are, it's tough to convert.
Getting back, transition defense. And yep, great deflection there by Aubrey Dawkins. Duke's so good in the open court.
What a great floor leader this kid is. Automatic switch, a little bit of a zone look here. Late in the shot clock, they've been going a little bit of man. Nice flash.
To the paint, Williamson. And fall, risky move, but got a hand on it. And his last touch by the Knights. Duke will inbound with 7.
Taco thinks they got it wrong. Which of the 5 languages did he use? What do you think? Or 6, is it?
I don't know, but I know one thing. He made a play on the ball with those 3 fouls and was clean. Duke 1 out of 8 from the field this half.
There he is. How about that? Look at this big guy.
And it rolls off the rim. He'll shoot 2.
You know, Bill, I live in Central Florida. I've seen him since his freshman year. And Taco Fall, first of all, great seal inside, with the hustle and desire to go after the rebound and get to the free throw line. But he was a big guy who didn't know how to play. But he's improved, and now he is a good basketball player for this team.
3rd foul on Delorier. I mentioned he's a senior. Senior day was March 7th, and his mother, Marianne, was there joining him on the floor. It was the first time the two had seen one another in person in nearly 7 years since he left Senegal for the United States in high school.
That's the reason he has to convert. Really struggles, as mentioned earlier, on those free throws. Well, this zone has really had its impact, though. Keep everybody in abeyance outside. Other than a flash or a settle here.
Plenty of room.
We can do that. Johnny's going to let them do that.
Last 7 points to the Blue Devils.
I'll tell you what, when Duke is hitting 3-pointers like that, 6 for 13 from the 3-point line, they really can't be beat. They're that good.
Good hesitation.
Taylor.
I'll tell you what, this kid's put his imprint on the game right now. Number 1.
The Knights had trimmed it to 1 by scoring the first 7 of the second half. Now Duke on a 7-point run as Reddish gets around Allen. And Smith snags it. And the Knights take off.
Trailer Smith.
Smith trying to wiggle around Bolden, and the basket goes.
Didn't step up. Great recognition, too. Nice sprint by number 35. It's a chance with a nice little kiss at the end of this little maneuver with the dribble and one. We come back.
I'm Adam Zucker back in New York with the Geico Game Break over on TNT. Texas Tech going for its 2nd straight Sweet 16. Here comes Matt Mooney. The Raiders have been up by 13. That lead is down to 2. Winner gets Michigan as we go back to Jim, Raff, Grant, and Tracy.
All right, thank you, Adam. And again, a 1, 2, or 3. None of them have lost to this point in the tournament. And we got now Smith at the line after Bolden's 2nd foul. Chance to trim it to 5.
It's like UCF here now switching up their defense to a zone of some sort.
That's a one-man zone. That big fella right in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look who's on. What a matchup! He was on Jones there for a minute.
He was.
No basket. Foul first. And it's called on Allen.
And now, to your point, you saw Taco as a young guy and just worked on his game, right?
Yeah, I mean, worked on his game. He has a good feel now, understands how to use his size to his advantage. Is really dedicated to becoming a good basketball player. That's been on display here against Duke.
And Johnny's going to let him live with that. Williamson made one. I would have gone back to him. They didn't play him.
Reddish with a huge size advantage over Taylor.
Wisely keeping Allen away because Jones is on him. He's so disruptive. Here's that little curl.
Dawkins, again a tough shot.
Shot.
Oh, he hits it again. Whew. As like the three that he made with a player draped all over him.
I think he just gets those calls because his father's coach.
Left wide open. Slides off the rim and out of bounds to UCF.
And on that play, he didn't have to settle. Just maybe take a dribble in there. As you can see right here, though, Dawkins, a nice little fadeaway. I don't remember Johnny shooting the ball like that.
He just blew by people, Johnny, that speed.
But I think if they're trying to embarrass or influence Trey Jones to take that three, just take a little dribble into your range right there. Taco Fall is guarding you under the basket.
Or make a pass, maybe. You know, let some other guys beat you.
Taylor getting around Reddish. That's 3 fouls. Maybe his 4th.
Wow,
Yep.
what a nice little read with Taco high. You know, you got the empty side. Great feel. This kid's been around.
That is 4 on Reddish. They got 3 on Delorier.
He draws fouls at such a high rate. DJ Taylor using his body strength and intelligence there to get to the line.
UCF's missed its last 3 from the line. They get 4 after starting the game 8 for 8. This program note, CBS News will present the Mueller Report, The Turning Point, tomorrow night at 10, 9 Central, only CBS.
And you know, Raph, was interesting here in the first half. Duke shot 55% from the field. In the second half, just 17%, 2 for 12. So give some credit to this UCF defense, but Duke's going to have to figure out how to manufacture some baskets and not settle for these threes.
Well, as Jim mentioned, Taco on the floor is part of that. When he's on the floor, he just controls. There you go. Good call, Grant.
Jones again, though, unable to hit it.
Not used to having somebody 7'6" contest your mid-range shots.
They don't get back.
Taco, Delorier on him. No foul call, but another dunk.
Nice run into the floor by the big fella.
His 6th dunk of the afternoon. Last 7 points to the Knights. 1 point down.
I got to get Williamson involved somehow.
It's almost like a triangle and 2 out there. Defensively.
There you go.
Outside Williamson.
Nice
with the jam, it's Delorier.
Well, when you shoot the ball well, you can rebound and finish. Nice read by number 12.
His first points of the game. Dawkins didn't throw it high enough, and Delorier steps in front with the theft.
How high is too high? With
No, seriously.
Just throw it up there.
And this defense right now is causing some confusion.
No call. Zion tried to go in there and pick up the 4th on Taco.
Mike is furious on the sideline, too.
Taco said, "You're not going to dunk on me. I'm not going to allow it to happen."
They got a nickel dimer outside, goal wire. Boy, Mike, I haven't seen Mike this animated in a while.
There was definitely some contact here on this play as Zion Williamson goes up and.
Oh, goodness. You got to give him that one, don't you think?
It was a foul. Taco brought his hands down. They just keep them straight up.
The subway, they lock you up.
And wisely taking fall out at the 12:06 mark with a break coming. The first whistle under 12. Get a little extra breather. I thought the 3rd foul they called on him was a lot less contact than what was right there.
I agree with you. There's the problems for both clubs.
By the way, it's the 4th time Zion's been blocked in this game.
Not a good foul there. That far from the bed. Delorier trying to contest the inbounds over the back. That doesn't happen too often, by the way, the blocks.
No, 4 times.
Yeah.
Rejected Williamson, but that's the 4th foul on, well, Reddish with 4. Delorier now with 4. Chad Brown at the line, 1-1. Another senior for the Knights.
Struggles a little here, 55%. Impressive performance early by Taco.
Impressive by UCF.
Yeah.
Got down a little bit there at the end of the first half. They've come out here in the second half, regrouped, and they're back in the game.
1 down. I don't know how they've done it, Raft, after you found out who their preseason tip-off guest speaker was for the team this year.
You can overcome a lot of things when you're young.
That was Grant, folks. His message, learn how to communicate as a team.
Right.
We managed to play well in spite of my message.
Under 10.
Watch Williamson on the glass.
And he's going to the line. Foul on Smith. His second. What a game in Columbia. Delicious orange vanilla Coke. Really wanted to be the official drink for timeouts, and now it is. Coming out of this timeout, and R.J. Barrett will be at the line to shoot 2 from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada.
A number of Canadian players throughout the country now. Look at these numbers, huh? Today 13, but now they've got their go group here at Duke. Look for a little more pressure, maybe that 2-2-1. Goldwire and Jones can really get after the guards.
His father, Rowan, vice president of Canada national team. Of course, you might remember him, you basketball faithful, at St. John's back in the mid-90s. Plus his mom, Keisha, who ran track at St. John's, and their son is quite a remarkable talent.
He works with Canada basketball alongside Mr. Steve Nash.
There's that post-up they didn't do it the first half.
Who is his godfather?
His godfather, yes.
A perfect trap, causing a timeout. See, these two little guys creating havoc.
His #1 network.
Do you call him Sam? Do you call him Sam?
I do.
We're very tight, I know.
He's a good man. Really excited to see that piece tonight on 60 Minutes.
Virginia get ready, a little backswing. They haven't run it all game, and Taco with the bump.
And
Taylor.
Dawkins with the dunk, ties it at 54.
What a play there out of that timeout.
Just to loosen the pressure, right?
Yes, sir.
Back from 8 down with an 11-3 response. Barrett had it on his hip, underneath. No, foul first. Hold on.
I think Taylor in the back.
It is Taylor.
Just a great little play. They run this during the year, and just Taco doing a nice job. A tough obstacle to get around. Nice little look.
That's twice Dawkins out of a timeout has drawn up a play just like that.
Yep. Well, he's been taught by a pretty good guy.
Yeah. Johnny Dawkins, this is the second time taking a team to the NCAA tournament. He was the Stanford head coach back in 2014. His Stanford team was a 10 seed and beat a 7 in New Mexico and then a 2 seed in Kansas. So they're correcting the shot clock at 20 now.
A little cross screen for Barrett. No, opts out. That's legal. No lines on the inbounds.
Duke at 18% in the second half. Gets Jones.
You know, they're making him think a little bit. He's, as you mentioned, got to get inside that three-point line and be creative for some others. Let it come to him. Great middle game.
Last touch by Jones with 15.
I like what Johnny's done on this end of the floor, too. He's raising everybody's little room to drive baseline or that little bump, brush screen.
Radish back on the floor with 4 fouls. Delorier to the bench with 4.
And I like this smaller lineup, too. I think they can really get after it defensively. Obviously, another shooter.
And the Knights take the lead on this trip. Paul can't get the handle on it. Picked up by Tabor with 10 to shoot.
Duke's in a zone. Nope, a matchup. No, matchup zone right here.
Dawkins, who has 25.
They did this one trip at Virginia Tech.
Taylor, 3.
How about
yes!
that? Don't get out of it now.
UCF leads at 57-54.
Right now, UCF has mucked the game up as Williamson keeping him alive from downtown.
That lead didn't last for long.
Smart play by Jones, that trip.
Williamson 3 for 5 from the three-point line. Not expected, but stepping up big as his team's struggling on the offensive end.
Rippon on the floor now. Gives him 17 minutes a game off the bench. In a jam here. Timeout again near midcourt.
And Jones, unbelievable. He can rag a guy.
It was Taylor first, then Zion right behind him. Matching threes and matching 57s on the board. Spot at the Sweet 16 on the line, and we're all tied.
Sit courtside from anywhere. Download the March Madness Live VR app.
It's a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS, April 11th through the 14th. And this year, for the first time ever, special event is going to be held in Augusta. The Augusta National Women's Amateur debuting the prior weekend. UCF, by the way, down to one timeout, having been pinned a couple of times. Here's a three on the way.
A little bit of a settle, but that's that 2-3. Little wrinkle stayed with it. Watch out.
Williamson driving in. Taco challenges, picks up number 4.
They got to get out and run, beat this team down the floor if they're going to win this game. Put a little more pressure on them.
And Raph, that was so smart by Williamson. He went at him. He was seeking contact from Taco right there, understanding the situation. Nice concentration and the ability to draw the foul. Now Fall has 4.
It's going to come out. Chad Brown's checking in.
You do get the fear of God when this number 1 is bearing down on you, sure.
But a lot of times when you go in there against a shot blocker, you try to avoid him. You need to seek contact, go right through him, and Zion Williamson on that play was able to do so.
What seems to happen when you attack Taco, you get him in the chest, you got another 8 inches to go.
That's true.
Might be more than 8 inches.
1-2 for Zion. With 24 on the game. 14 for Barrett, 10 for Reddish.
Yeah, they extend out here. Maybe a little trap. You don't have the pressure of the lob as much here.
UCF is going to have to attack it off the dribble.
Yeah, keeping them outside.
Allen. Stuck. Got it over to Taylor.
Great defense.
Duke was all over him, contesting the shot. Inside 9 minutes. Devils by 1.
UCF, Chad Brown, once again playing the role of Zion, zoning up, guarding Trey Jones.
Jones left open, and he takes advantage.
Tell you what, you got to love this kid, though. A lot of guys would not have taken that shot after the struggle. Look at him from the rear, gets one.
Last 7 points for Duke, coming back from 3 down.
Just look at the distance here. How about him just nice and relaxed? That little nylon, that's got to taste good.
But I like that shot for him at the top of the key.
Yeah,
sometimes that's an easier three-point shot from the top.
Did you see for a moment the toe was on the line, and then he backed up by just an inch, created a little space. Sweet 16 begins Thursday with the Infinity NCAA tip-off on TBS at 6, followed by doubleheaders on CBS and TBS. Taylor gets 2.
UCF went back to
it's a little bit of a match.
Yeah.
Zone it up. They communicate well. Again, forcing different guys to take shots. How about these kids, though? You know, when you're with a winning program, you do have to step up.
Jordan Goldwire only 2 for 21 from the three-point line all season.
And 2 of the 3 he's made right in this building in these last 2 games.
Look at this. Ooh, he would have double dribbled. Just look at him rag.
That first, that shot by Goldwire, the first bench points of the game for the Blue Devils.
Again, that free throw line area, somebody from UCF needs to flash in there. That's the sweet spot against this defense.
They're almost threatening them to do it, though. They're just taking the guards out of play. Well,
look at this.
Tees it up deep. Boy, nice tip.
Oh, no goal. Well, no. Here it is.
It was a jump ball right there.
No.
First of all, it was a great rebound by Chad Brown. For Zion Williamson from the weak side.
Oh, my goodness.
What do you do?
Play on.
Duke shooting 9 out of 20 from 3. Last this season among major conference teams from 3. 30%, which ranked 339th in the NCAA. But, well, Jones has had a hard time out there today, but the rest of the team, 45% total.
And no team has ever reached the Final Four with a three-point percentage that low, Jim. Be interesting to see.
You know what I love, though? Those two guys stepped up, made 2 threes, Jones and Goldwire, because you're part of a winning program. The demands are you step up.
Brown to shoot 2. Well, I guess total 1-on-1, not an active shooting. Okay. 7.5 to go. Taco's still on the bench with 4 fouls, but about to know. He's checking in now.
They were going to follow, and they didn't. Dawkins got hung up and didn't get any assistance underneath. Griffin.
26 for Williamson, 11 in the second half.
I would put a guard on that foul line of Rodby Dawkins. Let him do the damage.
They're baiting the method there in the middle.
He's out. Well, here he is. There you go.
On the baseline, Griffin wildly puts it up. And it's Zion who comes away with it.
I mean, if I were Rodby, I would turn and play that middle guy one-on-one, Grant. Just challenge him.
That rebound gives him a double-double. Goldwire.
And look at this kid, Williamson, keep it alive, though. He's mad he didn't come up with it.
Just a little rip screen right there. Barrett setting the back screen, and Dawkins got held up. And that was the easiest 2 points for Zion Williamson here tonight, but a little miscommunication defensively for UCF, which we haven't seen a lot of this evening.
And I love them running a man-to-man look against that matchup. Return and go.
Dawkins.
How about that? Attack.
He's been hot all game long. Got 28. 5 out of 7 from 3. First basket by the Knights in almost 4 minutes.
Maybe the food at camp wasn't good, like you said, Brad.
I think that maybe now it's a box of 1, Grant. Look at this. Now they switch it. Ooh.
And a turnover.
Tough catch. Now one going one way, one go thinking the other. 2-2-1 has been helpful, but you've got to recover if you do. Here comes the fill. Just love what they're doing. They fill, and that opens up the back for a pass.
Again, Taco has come in.
There's the flash turn.
Dawkins.
Boy, that's unbelievable. That's the guy.
Give him 30 now.
Yeah, can't have a big guy in there. They can't make decisions or do that as well as he can.
Down to 2 with 5:40 remaining.
Well, they are just not playing certain shooters.
Now Reddish back outside. Goldwire.
Again, they're just letting 2 guys do whatever they want and really doubling and tripling up on others.
2 on Williamson. Taco challenges. Put back by Williamson.
What a drop step and move right there. Taco Fall walling him up right there, but Zion Williamson not to be denied. I tell you, UCF is just mucking the game up defensively.
Griffin down to 1.
He's a 3-point shooter
from deep.
I'll tell you what, Johnny Dawkins has his guys playing out here and competing against these Blue Devils.
Zion's got to get inside, I think, and post up. Nice job by Dawkins.
Williamson spinning around, and it ends up saved by Barrett.
I think Barrett needs to get involved right here. He's not touched the ball on the offensive end. Allen is denying him.
Well, they are confused, really. They got to run their man-to-man stuff against this matchup. A little confusing.
Williamson there, pulled down by Fall. Knights can take the lead on this trip, pushing #1 Duke to the limit.
Straight up man. Look at the difference in size between Zion and Taco. It's unbelievable.
Here's Taylor. And it's UCF from downtown and an 11-2 stretch. And Duke calls a timeout.
How about this, Taylor? We talked about being around a little nylon. They're not going away. Tough bunch of kids.
Duke to inbound, down 70 to 68.
You get Barrett Reddish in a two-man game with Williamson, either one of them.
Jones bypasses the shot from the corner. Zion in traffic.
There you go. Get him facing and attacking.
Knocks it at 70.
I like how they use Williamson at the top there. He couldn't help.
Right. Baseline bump, pin down. Want to get the big guy a touch. Oh, is he playing great?
He can't miss.
He recognized, too. Why get into traffic? Get him square. Knock it down.
Now with 32. Putting the Knights up by 2.
Got to get Williamson outside the screen, too.
Barrett down low. Ball must be careful.
Well, lucky.
Out to Williamson. Dawkins on him. And that's a charge on Zion Williamson. His third.
And great anticipation by Aubrey Dawkins, understanding Williamson's a lefty, likes to go left, sacrificing his body, taking a charge, taking a play out of Duke's playbook. He sold it a little bit there, too.
Boy, nice job fronting on that bounce.
Important trip here for both sides. Got Taco on the floor, who is a liability at the free throw line. He's got the 4 fouls, but he's been so valuable. They've been plus 16 when he's played in this game today, when he's been on the floor.
Watch him dive into the rim now.
Taylor, the senior, with 3 to shoot. They call him Big Shot Barry. Off the floor, Dawkins block. Taco with the dunk.
I think there might
take the 4-point lead.
And Jim, that might have been a shot clock violation.
They're going to check.
I don't think B.J. Taylor's shot hit the rim. But great presence of mind by Aubrey Dawkins on the play before as B.J. Taylor went up. I don't think the ball hit the rim on that shot.
Oh, what a call this would be.
Oh, this is monumental.
As the shot clock going down, B.J. Taylor, nice fadeaway, but I don't think it hit the rim.
Ooh, it may have.
It may
Caught
have.
the back of the iron.
May have, yeah. It did.
Gene's territory, you're looking at this. What do you see?
Well, the officials can go to the monitor to review this based on the fact that it could be a clock error by the inadvertent resetting of the shot clock. From the angle that I see, I do think that the ball appears to hit the back of that rim, which would have been a reset of the shot clock. But it's awful close, guys.
It looked like it hit the backboard. No.
Now that time it doesn't look, Gene.
Yeah.
I totally agree on that one, Bill. Looks like it just hits the backboard and it misses the ring.
But it grazed it there.
I think it just touched it, just grazed it.
Wow. Great angles by our guys in the truck.
Right in there. Ooh. Now that time it looked like it missed it.
So what can they do with this, Gene?
In the sense that they reset this, so they deemed that it did touch. My feeling would be that it would have to be indisputable visual evidence for them to say that it did not touch. And by the 2 looks I have, I really can't tell you if that's indisputable. Now this looks like it did not hit the ring at all from the sky cam, but when we look at that other angle, it appears that it is touching it. Let's see if this angle gives us something different.
It looked like it squeezed in there a little bit. Goodness, that is amazing.
That is tough.
I'm with
fractions.
you, Gene. I think it's not indisputable. And I think,
but that one looks awful clear there, but we don't see the bottom of the basketball from the top, to see if we have anything.
Yeah.
Now, the ball doesn't appear to look like it changes any rotation until it hits the backboard. But again, we're into indisputable now.
Well, this is the 43rd game of the tournament, and this is the call of the tournament to this point. The #1 team, the #1 seed. Are they going to be down 4? Is that going to be taken away, that last basket?
Mickey's been through a lot, and it doesn't get easy.
It's just impossible to tell.
It is impossible. Every angle, think differently. I mean, that right there obviously looks like the ball hit the backboard and not the rim, but it's too hard to.
I agree, Grant, and even at this angle, if you look, the ball comes in kind of, it's not making any rotation. It's kind of dead as we go in slow motion there, which doesn't appear like it's touched, and then when it hits the backboard, it creates new momentum. So it's almost as if it did pass through there without making contact with anything.
That last replay, Gene, we're being told is the replay that they're going to draw a conclusion off of.
I think rotation of the basketball is what should determine whether they believe that deemed a touch. Looking at this,
they say it was not anything indisputable to be able to change the call. The basket counts. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Here we go, 2 minutes.
Got to get Williamson involved with Barnett. Let's see if they do.
Jones can trim it to 1.
How about
off the floor with it is Griffin. They've got 2-on-1. And the lob. And Dawkins lost it on the way up. Could have been 6.
Well, that could be a game changer, that mistake.
Meanwhile, Reddish.
How about that?
Down the wall. What a turn of events right there.
That was a 5-point swing. A layup, missed dunk opportunity.
Catch it first. Be sure. How about the step up jumper? Dawkins, tough shot. They got a piece of him too. He did. He's complaining.
Now Duke with a trip to take the lead.
Early drag screen.
Barrett in on Taco. Bounces. Delorier.
Number 5, I think.
No, I think that was on Allen.
It's on Allen, not Fall.
How about the courage to take it off the dribble and full extension? Body search, little use of the off arm. Oh, Delorier really stepping up big time.
And that's the 4th on Allen.
A 58% free throw shooter.
Delorier. One more to tie it.
Watch Williamson. Real quick to get in and quick hops.
Short. Taco with the rebound. Swarm gets it out to Allen.
I would have been tempted to foul him.
I might have fouled him too.
1 minute to go.
I would foul him if he gets a touch.
Over to Taylor. Williamson eyeing him. 8 to shoot. Drives around him. Forces out a shot. Williamson's 4th.
B.J. Taylor had a similar play earlier in the game, driving hard baseline, stopping real quick, and using his body to his advantage, drawing the foul. Kind of jumped backwards there, knowing Williamson was behind him. Smart play by B.J. Taylor.
2 for Taylor with 45 seconds remaining. 7 out of 8 from the line. After all the games are over, Casey Stern, Seth Davis, Brendan Haywood, Candace Parker, and Loyola Chicago head coach Porter Moser have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness presented by Buick later tonight, only TBS.
Right after these situations here, Duke likes to do a little dribble drag action, getting the ball to R.J. Barrett on the handoff.
And go to the rim, though. Don't settle for a 3. That's the big thing.
Out to Williamson. Thought about it. Dawkins trying to guard him. That's a 3 to tie it. Rattles out. Delorier keeps the possession alive with 25 seconds. Duke down 3.
Wasting a lot of time. Gonna end up sending.
Williamson driving in on Taco. And it's going to make the fall as the basket goes.
How about that courage? Talk about attacking. Put this team on your shoulder. Big time delivery. How about those onions, Grant? Woo!
This was a one-on-one in the end with two guys with 4 fouls.
It wasn't a dunk on Taco, but the message delivered.
And it was his 5th.
Tell you, this guy right here, all night when his team has needed him, he has stepped up, and Fall is in disbelief that he was called for his 5th foul, and now will have to sit out. What a play by Williamson.
Unbelievable.
And he was driving in there, one against B.J. Taylor, a guard, but then the strength to be able to absorb the contact.
Ball
finish.
Fouls out, 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Colin Smith comes in for him.
And the influence he had, the deterrent he was in that lane.
Williamson, a free throw to tie it. 5 out of 6 at the line. Missed it. Comes up short. Duke. Barrett follows it up for the lead.
And they're
with
in the
11 seconds.
Full court pressure.
And UCF.
Got the timeout.
Yep. They will call timeout and set up a shot with 7.7 seconds remaining.
Wow. R.J. Barrett, time and time again, stepping up big. You got to block out.
And with no Taco on the floor, too, could influence those inside or outside positions, I should say. How about that? Talk about length coming in handy.
Guys, let's set up now. As you see again, the putback off the missed free throw for the lead. Now you got one shot here to win it at 7.7 seconds to go.
I think it's got to be Taylor or Dawkins. They're the guys that they have to set something up for, whether it's a ball screen, a pin down. Audrey loves to run baseline. They run that little triangle set. No Taka on the floor.
I think out of the inbounds, definitely some sort of Aubrey Dawkins coming off some screens for a catch and shoot. But B.J. Taylor, he's the guy that can make plays. He's gotten his team. He's willed his team to this point right now. I imagine some sort of screen and roll, maybe a flare action, then let him go one-on-one and give his team a chance to win.
And Taylor so many times has been the guy to go to in crunch time. And I mentioned it earlier. That's why they call B.J. Taylor Big Shot Barry.
Of course, here they love that little horns look, too.
They've added time on the clock to 8.1, added 0.4 of a second.
Conversely, Duke just has to be solid right here defensively. Play solid defense without fouling, understanding that there might be some screen and roll action. I envision they may switch that, but you don't want to foul UCF on the free throw line in this situation.
When I say the horns look, a guy on each elbow. They ran that lob, remember the brush screen. They also have a play where they run over the top and then give a ball screen. The wingman goes all the way over the top, and then one of the elbow men gives a bump.
And also, Duke likes to switch a lot of screen and roll. Watch a slip in terms of a screen by UCF.
All right, the pre-tournament favorite. Can it survive the last 8.1 seconds?
Got to be Taylor or Dawkins.
And UCF will pull off the shocker. Here we go. Inbound out to Taylor. Jones is on him. Taylor driving in, banks it up. No, put back, in and out. And Duke survives just barely. You can't get any closer than that.
Unbelievable opportunity. First the shot, Taylor, and then the follow point blank.
Two great looks there. B.J. Taylor got the shot he wanted. And Aubrey Dawkins, who's done it all game.
That? And he is brokenhearted at the end of this play.
And in and out, he had it.
What an effort by that kid all game long.
Look at this tap. This tap tried every which way possible to go down. Hung on the rim and fell off.
That was heartbreaking. Allen fell to the floor at the end of this in anguish. This was pretty special, guys.
Dawkins, who grew up, first 10 years of his life, his dad was an assistant at Duke. Spent so many years and days being over there at Cameron, attending practices. shooting on the floor, learning the game right under the roof there at Cameron.
The admiration.
Blue Devil program had a chance to knock them out.
The families had such admiration for one another as well.
Here's the degree move of the game. Off the missed free throw, Barrett with what proves to be the winning basket.
That size come in handy, and no Taco to come across the lane.
Duke by a fraction is heading to a Friday night Sweet 16 matchup against either Liberty or Virginia Tech. Let's go over to Tracy.
Coach, how would you describe that one?
You know, you can't. They played great. Johnny, Aubrey, holy mackerel. They were deserving of winning. We hung in there. We made a couple big plays here. And RJ and Zion, they willed us. And then we were lucky. But I've been unlucky in the tournament and lucky. And I feel bad for Johnny. I'm emotional about it because I love him. And his son was magnificent, not sensational and magnificent.
We appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck next week.
Tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes. And Hollywood icon Samuel L. Jackson. The new episodes of God Friended Me, NCIS Los Angeles, and Madam Secretary tonight, only CBS. You remember last year, the regional final, the Grayson Allen shot that almost went down and eliminated Duke?
That's right.
This time it was their opponent that came agonizingly close to getting the shot to win it at the buzzer.
Both these guys admire one another so much.
Incredible game. For Raph.